Hello and welcome, Haven family! I am your host, that one guy for never. After a long hiatus, guys, we are back! Refreshed and excited as ever to bring you guys more event videos. So we rebranded, folks. No longer Pandora Trading Post. Introducing Cabbage Core. And the Earth Kingdom city of Omashu. So for all our newcomers, let me give you the rundown on what we're all about. Every event, we spotlight a dino and an item. We teach you all about its uses, and at the end, we give out these to any players that are interested. For this event, our dino spotlight is going to be the Noglin. This creature is absolutely insane. It is so special. It has really just changed the face of Ark forever. So let's jump into what this little guy can do for us. So first off, I'm going to throw him on the ground here. We can go over to it, and if we look at it, so it'll say engage brain hunt, or we can go into our radial menu here. And when we do that, we have taken control of the Noglin. I have noticed it sometimes glitches out on terrain like this. You see how it's jumpy? I don't know exactly why, but when you go up to a creature that is highlighted green, you can hit left trigger and it takes control of that dino. So for the duration of the control, which you can see on the bottom of the screen, most creatures are 5 minutes, some are 2. You have 100% complete control of that dino. For the most part, the majority of all of their abilities are available to you. You can do whatever you'd like with them. Now, obviously, the dino stats are yours as well, so it's not going to be as strong as, say, a tamed creature, but it's still pretty cool what you can do with it. Now, a cool little feature of the Noglin, you can see my character right there by the tree. So when you're possessing a creature, there is no distance restriction on possessing a creature. I could go anywhere I want to on this entire map, and I can continue to possess this creature. Your only restriction is the timer. Most creatures are going to be the 5 minutes, like I mentioned, and some creatures go as few as 2 minutes. So the next thing we're going to do with the Noglin, when you're ready to exit possession, you hit the X button on the Xbox, and your creature will naturally just want to come back to you, which is pretty cool. Now, if you possess a flyer, a giant symbol pops up in the sky right where the Noglin is, making it even easier to see them, which is a great feature. So when we come up to the possessed creature, hold Y, bring up the menu. So there's two things here that are of interest. First off is repossess. So when we hit that, we just enter the Noglin again, and we can begin repossessing the target and doing whatever we want with it. Hit X to exit. Bring up the menu again. The next thing down here is the remove Noglin. So what's going to happen, that timer is going to go down, and at 0, it is going to instantly kill this creature. But we could choose to remove it early and cause that damage now. Dang. Look at all that damage. Instant kill. And believe it or not, this Noglin can even kill a wild Giga. So while the Noglin is a ton of fun in PvE, and you can get up to all kinds of shenanigans, its true focus is actually PvP, which I'll just briefly touch upon. So first off, enemy turrets ignore the Noglin. So basically what that means is your Noglin can easily infiltrate enemies' bases. That's really bad for your enemies. Second, it can possess the enemy's dinos. So once you possess an enemy's dino, basically just go crazy. You start killing all their tames, wiping them completely. It's broken. And lastly, you could even possess enemy players. Now, this only works on PvE or PvP, but when you possess the player, you have full control over that player. You can use its equipment. You can shut off generators, which takes down all of their defenses. You can kill players and tames. It's wicked. So a couple of basic tips I have for you guys with the Noglin. So number one, this thing is tiny. So when you put this thing on the ground, you can see it is so difficult to find. You start getting far away, and even the name starts to get hard to find at times. So what I really recommend you do, make your Noglin as bright of a color as you can. So one of the things I will be doing for you guys, I will custom color these things to whatever colors you want. Next up, the Noglin is truthfully a pain in the butt to tame. So the best way I have found to do this would be to create a 16 by 16 foundation or ceiling flat area, put down 2 sets of behemoth gates on all sides filled with the gate. You're going to want to find your wild Noglin and pick it up with a flyer, because that's going to be the only safe way you can grab this thing. Take it back to your taming pen, put it inside, and I personally am recommending Diplodocus. So the Brontos and Diplodocus give some of the best taming efficiency with this creature, but the Diplodocus, when it gets possessed, because they don't do any damage, it makes it the safest option. You'll need to put down at least 5 tamed Diplodocus, and I do not suggest bred Diplodocus. You get a better affinity if it is a wild tamed, so first generation non-bred out Diplodocus. So that's what I did to successfully make this work. The only other thing I wanted to touch upon is this creature is not good for aiding in taming. So if you're thinking to yourself, great, well, we can possess a wild dino, lure it into a trap, and tame it, that's not going to work for a couple reasons. First off, the Noglin creates a HP drain effect on the creature it is possessing. So as it's on it, it's slowly taking health down. So even if you were to knock out the creature before it died, you would be losing affinity on the tame because of the health drain. Second off, when the timer reaches 0 or you manually take the Noglin off, that creature is going to die. You're not going to tame it before the timer would reach 0. So cool thought, but don't give it a try. Moving right along, folks, into our item spotlight. So this time we're going to go big for you guys, showing off Mutagen. So Mutagen has completely changed the face of breeding. So Mutagen does something pretty unique. Every creature will require a different amount of mutagen to mutate it. So anything from typically a range of 2 mutagen for like the lowly dodo up to 99 for the Gigasaurus. You can look on the wiki to see how much mutagen your creature would require. But what you would do is you'd go over to your creature, one that has not been mutated yet, and you will put the mutagen in its inventory, hit the right trigger, and it will glow. So what this does, you can actually see this little glowing icon right next to the gender telling you that it has in fact been mutated with the mutagen. So this is what it does. For a generation 1 dino, so one that you have just tamed, you have not bred out, this is where you're going to gain the most benefits from the mutagen. So 5 levels are put into health, stamina, weight, and melee damage for a grand total of 20 bonus levels. Now, that will breed onto all future generations if you're breeding appropriately. That is fantastic. So for most players, they now need to reset their breeding lines because it has completely changed the game. You now have 20 bonus levels on those 4 stats spread out 5 each, that you can breed all the way up through the chain now. Now, if you use the mutagen on a bred dino, so your generation 2 and beyond, instead what happens is you only get one level, one into health, one into stamina, one into weight, and one into melee. Now, that will not breed to future generations. So you are best off using mutagen on generation 1 and starting your whole breeding line over. It is really phenomenal. Well, thank you guys all for sticking with us here to the end. So here at the very end, I just want to show you guys where you can pick up all these items, the dino. So our base is located at 63.6, 61.1 on Gen 2. You can see here on the map, we're on the safe side. Our base is located right on top of a waterfall, so it's nice and easy to find. And what you'll want to do is come up here to the second floor. We can see our little propaganda. I unlock this door, you come in, and right here you can see that I have set up a fridge and I've set up a vault. So there'll be instructions on the sign. Take what you're allowed. So for this event, you can have one Noglin per player. And just so you guys know, Noglins are not breedable or clonable. It's not me, I didn't neuter them. They just cannot be bred or cloned. And then for the mutagen, you may take 100 mutagen per tribe. And I know you guys are going to be asking, yes, you can have more each week. Just PM me on Discord. Just remember, stealing is forbidden. My cabbages! As a final bonus, we have a Titanic giveaway for you guys. We're giving out a Titanosaur to one lucky player. Please see our Discord page for the giveaway for a chance to win this big boy. Check us out again, guys. We hope to have videos out every other week. We hope to see you guys around.